Welcome. Today is Monday, October 9th, and this is Monday Church with Reverend Montclair. I am Reverend Montclair, and I am an interfaith minister. This month of October is the 12th annual month of nonviolence, and today is Indigenous Peoples Day. Keeping both of these days of importance in mind, I acknowledge and celebrate the resilience and diversity of the 575 recognized Native American tribes residing within the borders of the United States today. I give first voice to John Trudell, a native Santee Dakota Sioux, with his poem, To God. We hope you don't mind, but we would like to talk to you. There are some things we need to straighten out. It's about these Christians. They claim to be from your nation, but man, you should see the things they do. All the time, blaming it on you. Manifest destiny, genocide, maximized profit, sterilization, raping the earth, lying, taking more than they need. In all the forms of the greed. We ask them why. They say it's God's will. Damn God. They make it so hard. Remember Jesus? Would you send him back to them? Tell them not to kill him. Rather, they should listen. Stop abusing his name and yours. We do not mean to be disrespectful, but you know how it is. Our people have their own ways. We never even heard of you until not long ago. Your representatives spoke magnificent things of you, which we were willing to believe. But from the way they acted, we know you and we were being deceived. We do not mean you or your Christian children any bad, but you all came to take all we had. We have not seen you, but we have heard so much. It is time for you to decide what life is worth. We already remember, but maybe you forgot. Nearly 8 years have gone by since John Trudell's passing. He was a decorated Vietnam veteran, a radio broadcaster of Radio Free Alcatraz beginning in 1969, where he gave voice to the unified protesters of broken treaties called United Indians of All Tribes during their 1.5-year occupation of Alcatraz Island in San Francisco Bay. The grievance cited was a treaty stating all decommissioned government property would be returned to the Native Americans. Alcatraz was decommissioned, and it was not returned. Our government refused to enforce the American law of this treaty. John Trudell was an activist for all Native rights. He was a poet, a musician, an actor, a philosopher. The FBI kept a 17,000-page dossier on Mr. Trudell, where these words were recorded. I quote, "He is extremely eloquent, therefore extremely dangerous." In his own words, Mr. Trudell said, "The great lie is that it," meaning the United States, "is civilization." He was a respected friend and collaborator of many famous Americans like Robert Redford, Jackson Browne, Chris Christopherson, Bonnie Raitt, Bob Dylan, and others. He and many others marched on Washington, D.C., known as the Trail of Broken Treaties, and they occupied the Bureau of Indian Affairs building for a week, bringing with them a 20-point position paper, which was rejected by President Nixon, who refused to enforce the treaties, which made Mr. Trudell conclude that our government had no respect for their ancestors. It was 1979 when he burned the American flag in Washington, D.C. It was hung upside down to symbolize distress. As Trudell explains, the flag, when desecrated in tradition, is honorably destroyed in fire. It is the only acceptable way. And the flag, he asserted, was desecrated by the inhuman actions of the U.S. government's attempt at genocide of the native peoples. 12 hours later, his own home was burned to the ground, killing his wife with child and mother-in-law. His wife he acknowledged as being an activist in her own right, with an influential presence in her community. To blame her death under these suspicious circumstances solely on his actions in D.C. would be, Mr. Trudell said, to minimize her impact and influence in her own right. Mr. Trudell credits his wife, Tina, with the lines of his poetry as if dictated by her from the spirit realm. It was the lines that helped him hang on and be present despite his personal losses and immense grief. He wrote, "Indians are Jesus hanging on the cross, hanging on the cross." He said Columbus was like a virus, a disease, a predator energy on the planet that feeds on the spirit, the essence of the human being. The American Indian movement shifted in the 70s from just indigenous rights to protecting the earth. This was a threat to big business and big government, as AIM, the American Indian Movement, aligned with the No Nukes movement. Radium was being mined on native land, and to this day, people are still dying from radiation-related cancers from those mines and contamination of land, air, and water. His poem of Look at Us follows. Look at us, we are of earth and water. Look at them, it is the same. Look at us, we are suffering all these years. Look at them, they are connected. Look at us, we are in pain. Look at them, surprised at our anger. Look at us, we are struggling to survive. Look at them, expecting sorrow be benign. Look at us, we are the ones called pagan. Look at them on their arrival. Look at us, we are called subversive. Look at them, descending from name callers. Look at us, we wept sadly in the long dark. Look at them, hiding in technologic light. Look at us, we buried the generations. Look at them, inventing the body count. Look at us, we are older than America. Look at them, chasing a fountain of youth. Look at us, we are embracing earth. Look at them, clutching today. Look at us, we are living in the generations. Look at them, existing in jobs and debt. Look at us, we have escaped many times. Look at them, they cannot remember. Look at us, we are healing. Look at them, their medicine is patented. Look at us, we are trying. Look at them, what are they doing? Look at us, we are children of earth. Look at them. Who are they? Mr. Trudell states, the earth will survive us, but if she has to get rid of us to do so, she will. And I quote, the earth is a living entity. He said, it is not man's destiny to destroy the earth. That's arrogance. He said, it is man's destiny to destroy civilized man's ability to live with the earth. He emphasized, we should be developing our loyalty to this planet and this earth and our future, our descendants, more than to governing political systems that have created these problems. The last poem that I will read here of Trudell's is Cry Your Tears. Now you want us to cry your tears for you, after we've already bled for you, already been dead to you. Now you want us to cry your tears for you. Chapters of a democracy story, descendants of genocide, 12 score and more years ago. We went from being the majority to being the smallest minority. Now you want us to cry your tears for us, for you. We saw that emptying early morning skyline, back through that horizon, Duck Valley, 79, Wounded Knee, Sand Creek, that trail of tears. Exactly how did our land become your country? Now you want us to cry your tears for you, while we're still crying tears of our own. With your past as your future, that industrial ruling class using religion as a weapon, distilling love into hate, pointing fingers and name-calling evil, sacrificing lives and blood, making the innocent the new virgins' offerings to the gods of profit. Now you want us to cry your tears for you. In the Homeland Security, pretending corporate corruption isn't economic terrorism. Money talks while the government listens, compiling files on ones who think different, conditioning an acceptance of debt and not to expect the truth. So get used to hearing the lie. Now you want us to cry your tears for you. Misusing the beauty, turning freedom into a killing machine, mass murdering the environment, weaponizing the psychology of fear, and pushing material addiction with a substitution of rules, faking the law. The Bill of Rights becomes collateral damage, making the Constitution another broken treaty. Now you want us to cry your tears for you. Way this story is unfolding, we may end up crying together, as in crying at the same time. But we're short on tears to cry for you, with all these tears to cry of our own. Now you want us to cry your tears for you. Today, on Indigenous Peoples Day, in the month where we raise awareness about nonviolence, peaceful protest, respect for the other, may we remember the visionary activism of John Trudell. I will close with the Dine Beauty Way prayer. May you walk in beauty, with beauty before you, with beauty behind you, with beauty above you, with beauty below, with beauty all around you. May you walk. Have a beautiful week. I'll see you next Monday on Monday Church with Reverend Montclair. Thank you for tuning in.